Hello, Happy New Year from Billy Ho Sports. We are going coast to coast in 2024 at BHS. Previews are coming up for the San Vicente in California. That's going to be Santa Anita Park. Then we got the Jerome Stakes across the coast in New York at Aqueduct coming soon. And in this particular video, something that was kind of near and dear to my heart during the COVID era was Gulfstream Park. Kept me going while sports were canceled, and there were FanDuel contests and picking winners, and we just me and my guys in the Discord just ate that up every day, making side bets. It was a real blast. So I got kind of a special affinity for Gulfstream, and we are going to cover 3 stakes races this Saturday. One of which is the Ginger Brew, and the Diana or Dania, I should say, Dania Beach. Or both of those are on the turf. And then we have the Limehouse, which is a 6 furlong sprint on the dirt. So 3 nice stakes races to cover today. Hopefully we can get you guys some winners, or at least get you closer. Sometimes picks and plays kind of thing. Don't forget to check in on my 2024 Kentucky Derby Trail playlist. That is an ever-growing treasure trove of content you won't want to miss. And in order to stay up to date on everything, make sure you have that notification bell set. And finally, obviously, I always ask, but I'll ask again, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and let's get this thing started. And we will start with the Ginger Brew Stakes. That's going to be race 9 on the card. 1 mile on the turf, 3-year-old fillies. This race is loaded, not only with horses, but some of the best trainers in the business brought horses in for this one, including one of Jorge Delgado, who has a couple of contenders today, but I'm going to save him for a later race, so keep that in mind. Now, he has the number 1, Madam Mischief, and the number 2, Omaha Girl. The one that stood out to me was Omaha Girl. Absolute nightmare race in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies, finishing dead last. So not a very good showing there. The previous race, she did have a nice win on the Gulfstream in the Hallandale Beach Stakes. So if you want to take a look at that, but I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to wait on the Delgado entries for a few races from now. Number 3 is Dancing in Dixie. That's for trainer Mark Cassie. She's coming off a disaster effort of her own in the My Dear Girl Stakes. But if you're keen on forgiveness, you can look back a previous race to that, where she won the Our Dear Peggy at Gulfstream. And that was a very good effort by Dancing in Dixie. I'm skipping around here. This is number 5, Time to Dazzle, which is another Mark Cassie entry, and that's why. Recently went wire to wire at Gulfstream Park, earning an 84 speed figure. Equibase is what I'll be going by when I say speed figures. And I definitely like that one to contend. The third Mark Cassie is the number 11 Golden Ghost. Just broke her maiden, earned a 90 speed rating. So if she's up for the big jump in class, I think with easy money Eddie Zajas on the saddle, has got a shot to contend. So now winding it back around to number 4, Ozara is an Irish bred filly trained by Christopher Clement. She is the top trainer, or Christopher is a top trainer of the turf, especially fillies, ranking 2nd overall, just behind Chad Brown in that department. I always like to look at the trainer standings for the entire year to see how they did. I looked at win percentages, and Clements is right up there with Chad Brown, and we know how he just absolutely ripped it up this year on the turf, winning multiple graded stakes races. So anyway, back to Ozara. The win in the Wait a While Stakes showed a classic stalking trip. Even money favorite, got it done. Tyler Gaffalione aboard makes that a very strong trainer jockey combo. That is one of my top contenders. We move up to number 8, Buttercream Babe, as Kentucky bred filly, sired by Twirling Candy, finished fourth in that Wait a While stakes. Was a good effort considering her left lead. She never switched leads coming down the stretch, so she got run by late by other horses. But trainer Mike Maker gets a jockey upgrade with Louis Saez aboard. So Buttercream Babe, I think, will be looking to compete a little closer in the top. So Independence Avenue is number 9, brings back-to-back wins. Has won 2 out of 3 races overall. The speed is lacking, 72, I believe, equibase speed figure, and has not faced near the competition she'll see. So I'll definitely pass on that one. But one I do like is number 10, Yata. Solid third in the grade 3 Jimmy Durante stakes for trainer Graham Motion. If you recall, my preview from last week out of Santa Anita featured the Blue Norther, which was fillies like Mo Fox Given, Zona Verde, and Yada was actually in that race. All 3 of these raced in the Jimmy Durante. Mo Fox Given and Zona Verde made decent showings of their own in the Blue Norther, but Yada really gave a good energetic finish versus those 2. So I put her right in the mix, competing late in this one as well. And so moving on, I would say to number 6, Waskeslu, number 7, San Pantaleo are Bill Mott entries, neither of which I'm real big on, but both broke their maidens back in November at Aqueduct. San Pantalano earned an 89 speed figure, which was the more impressive of those 2, but I'm going to pass probably. I wanted to get to number 12, Life's an Audible, coming in fresh off a 2-month break, ran 8th in the BC Juvenile Filly Turf, was competitive for most of that race, but weakened down the stretch, shortening up in distance, or same distance here. So it would not surprise me to see the Todd Pletcher filly win, but Pletcher is just 11% with the fillies on the turf. So overall, he's much better with the males, but with the specific to the fillies, he's better at getting them on the board than he is winning the races. So I would look more at exotics there. Mojave Desert isn't also eligible for Saffie Joseph Jr. She had a recent maiden breaker, earning just a 77 speed figure. I would look elsewhere if she draws in. Like I said, it's a loaded field and a difficult one to break down, but should provide plenty of value and hopefully some big prices. Number 4, Ozara, number 8, Buttercream, and number 10, Yata are my first glances. I'm going to throw in number 12, Life's an Audible, and I'll also have some interest in the number 5, Time to Dazzle. So nice trifecta, doing something like a 4, 5, 10 over 4, 5, 8, 10, 12 part wheel. So that's what I'm looking at there. And Dania Beach Stakes, mile on the turf for 3-year-old males. Number 1, Wine Collector, 2 wins and 7 starts, including allowance win at Laurel. Rough start in the Central Park Stakes at Aqueduct, but an experienced horse, but no races in Florida, so probably going to pass there. Number 2 is Typhoon Fury, 3rd in the Central Park Stakes for trainer George Weaver. Solid effort coming off the maiden breaker at 6 furlongs. Louis Saez aboard. I like that one. Number 3, Depiction. We'll have Tyler Gaffleone on board riding for trainer Sherry DeVoe, another trainer that I'm fond of. This horse went a mile and a 16th on the Keeneland turf in the grade 2 Castle and Key back in October. Decent 6th place finish, less than a length off the 3rd place, hitting the board. So that one is an interesting one to me. Number 4, Takayo, I believe is how you say that, has been improving in his last few races, including a wire-to-wire win, mile on the Laurel Park turf. Not so much, though, on this one. Number 5, Reminder, I do like. Big effort in the Pulpit Stakes at Gulfstream on December 9th, losing by just a neck to Todd Pletcher's Noted. And I've been pretty impressed with Noted in his young career. So both of them entered the stretch side by side, closing hard. That was 7.5 furlongs. So a move to the mile seems legit for that second place finish on Reminder. Number 6, Air Recruit, set a very fast pace in the BC Juvie turf, leading all the way up until the final 16th before running out of steam. Everybody got 100 speed figures on that day, so his 102 is nothing special. Number 7, Palm Tree, trained by Brendan Walsh, third place finisher at Pulpit Stakes, has his work cut out for him with jockey Jose Ortiz aboard. He was third in the Closing Fury, along with that horse Noted and Reminder in that three-way. So I can see Palm Tree crashing the board somewhere around the next horse I like, who is number 8, Edgartown. Trainer Graham Motion comes in freshened off his maiden breaking victory back in November at Churchill Downs. Pressed the pace in that one, second for the majority of the race. But once they turned for home, Edgartown took them all to town and won that race. Number 9, Frontline Warrior, Shug McGahee, will be ridden by the GOAT, Johnny V, John Velasquez. That said, I don't see the speed or the late speed to handle this group. Fourth place finish in Central Park Stakes was enough for me to see. He was also outrun by Typhoon Fury in that race. So I'm going to get to the horse that I like the most, absolutely, with a number 1 with a bullet in this race, is number 10, Agate Road, trained by Todd Fletcher. This colt, I still think it's going to make the jump from turf to dirt in the near future with that quality road, multiple grade 1 winner and strong Kentucky Derby contender back in 2009. The late kick that Agate Road showed in the grade 2 Pilgrim at the Big A, then running a 104 speed figure in that 5th place finish in the BC Juvie Turf. All of that leads me to believe that Agate Road is going to be a single in this race. It's very clear to me. I also like the 8, Edgartown, like I said, 7, Palm Tree, 2, Typhoon Fury, all underneath. So you can single the 10 and spread out all you want to on trifectas. You can bet straight exactas. You know, you can do whatever you want with a single. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so that was the nightcap. This one is actually going to be race 10, but we'll finish it up. Limehouse Stakes, 6 furlong sprint, 3-year-olds. The contenders, number 1, Sir Flash, recently ran 4th in the inaugural stakes, overcame a bad break from the gate, got inside, saved ground, briefly took the lead at the top of the stretch, but weakened late to lose by 4 lengths. So probably not so much with that one. Number 2, Valiant Force. 1 of 3 entries trained by Jorge Delgado. Here we go, Jorge. Kentucky bred colt, was the lone American bright spot in the Breeders' Cup sprint. If you remember back, the Euros dominated all the sprint races and have so, but this one ran a very good second to Big Evs. Good closing effort at 5 furlongs. So we're moving up to 6 here and going to the dirt. So we'll see how he handles that Gulfstream dirt. And let's see, skipping around a little bit, Delgado's horse Cuban Thunder got a 92 in the BC Juvenile. Huge long shot, was never really in that race. Fared much better going a mile and 70. That's where the 92 came in. All-weather track at Gulfstream, running very game second place. The race was moved off the turf that day, so I think the cut back in distance, and I think he did fine on the Gulfstream all-weather. So I like Delgado's other one, Cuban Thunder. And then his number 6 is Hermoso Hombre, the 3rd entry from the Delgado barn. Not so much on this late bloomer, but could jump because he moved up after breaking the first time out, moved up to N1X Optional Claiming Company, ran 2nd, pretty strong effort. Would need to vastly improve to compete here, though. Now back down to number 3, Ship to Shore. Definitely has some stakes experience, ran in the Pulpit Stakes at Gulfstream. Already mentioned how strong I thought that race was, and Ship to Shore's effort wasn't all that bad. He hit the turn in 3rd place. Jockey Hector Diaz ran into some traffic, was not able to get around and lost by, I don't know, finished seventh, but came in at odds at over 100 to 1. So, yeah, Ship to Shore might be some value in this race. So, like I said, this is where I do like the Jorge Delgado entries. Number 2, Valiant Force. Number 4, Cuban Thunder are the top contenders for me. Maybe number 6 is ready to make the jump. Number 3, Ship to Shore, I think will compete as well. But this is going to finish things off with a pick 3 bet I'm going to put up here. I really like the single, the 10 in race 11, like I mentioned. Then you got races 9 and 10 to spread out however you want. If you only want to do a 50 cent, you can almost punch the all button or just, pick your favorite 5 or 6 and be spread out real good and then be live going into the last race with a win ticket on Agate Road. What I did was up the ante a little bit to the $2 mark and then went that route and just went like a 3 and spread out a little bit. I may change it around. I don't know. I haven't really looked at past performances yet, but this is the facts how I see them so far. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. More content coming soon. Catch you later.